PPP loan fraud list. Does it exist? Today, I'm here to share with you that yes, if you received a PPP loan, then your business, the amount that you received, and perhaps even your address is online for everyone to see. I'm going to walk you through where you can access this information and what you could do if the information that is online is actually incorrect. You're not going to want to miss this. So you heard right. There are websites, multiple websites, that have the names of businesses, the amount of money they received for PPP loans, and even their business address posted for everyone to see. The big push to get this information put online actually happened when the program first started. There were major corporations applying for PPP loans and getting millions of dollars. And as a result, some people called for some transparency. They said that if the government is going to subsidize these forgivable loans, then we need to know where the money's actually going. So take a look right here. Here's one such website where you can actually search for the names of PPP loan applications by organization, the lender, the zip code, even the business type. Now, one of the ones that made the news early on was Mr. Kanye West himself. That's right, this billionaire business mogul has a company called Yeezy LLC, and as you can see here, Yeezy applied for a PPP loan back in April 2020 and got one in the amount of over $2.3 million. Now, to be fair to Yeezy himself, he does run a multi-million-dollar corporation, and as a result, he has employees, and this money was there to keep them on during these tough economic times. However, I do want to point out that his name is not showing up for getting a second round of PPP. Now, the reason I bring this all up and use him as an example is you may find that your business, your LLC, even potentially your name is going to be in this same database attached to the loan figure that you got, along with the city and state where you live. I'll give you a for example right here. I've got a friend, a YouTuber, who has a very unique last name, and his LLC is simply his last name media. So when you go and you just type in this unique last name, there are only 33 results that pop up. So as you can see, yes, he got himself a PPP loan, and you can even see like the business type. For example, he is a self-employed individual. Now, taking this a step further, this is going to be the part that sort of either like ruffles a few people's feathers or maybe just rubs people the wrong way. But when you applied for these business loans, you did have to put down an address. So let's go back to Kanye West, for example. His address, the address of his company, is clearly listed right here. You can literally search for these PPP loans by address. So the interesting thing is, if we type in the address of this business that got a $2.3 million PPP loan, you can see that over 90 other businesses are at this same address. So what's the point, right? Why is that a big deal? Well, in the case of Kanye West's company, he is in this massive business building. Here's a picture of it. And you can see that there are probably hundreds of other legitimate businesses inside this building attached to this address. Now, stay with me here, because if people are able to search by address, some of these reports of fraudulent PPP loans are going to rise to the surface very easily. And I'll give you a for example. If we go look at my buddy here's address, he works out of his home. So his home address is popping up. Now, I've heard of reports of people filing multiple PPP loans, and they have to put down their social security number and their business address, which is their house. So imagine typing in an address here and finding you've got a restaurant working out of there, somebody's running a church, a consultant agency. It's like, how many businesses are going to be out of this one residential house? In reality, maybe more than one, but in actuality, this may be a red flag where people actually come and look for fraudulent PPP loan activity. Now, I'm not here to alarm you, so if you are a legitimate business, you probably have registered with your state. So if you're wondering if these new websites that only track PPP loans match the state websites, just go ahead and check. I'll give you a for example. Take a look. Down below in the description, I'll leave a link to a website where you can look up LLC names by state. This is a really good business practice for someone who's looking to form an LLC, because you can't go and pick a name or a business entity name that is already registered with your state where you're going to be doing business. So in the case here, you can take a look and see that this website actually lets you click on the state, and then it tells you the directions for what to do to look up a business. Now, your business, if it's registered with the state as an LLC or a partnership, is going to show up in these databases based on the name that you picked. And yes, the address is going to be attached to that as well. So as a result, what you can do here is just make sure that you are registered with the state, because if anybody has any questions about legitimate business activity, you already have all your records and everything is on the up and up. As you can see in this one example, we're typing in the name of like a sewing and fabric company, and you can see that 3 businesses pop up with that name. Now, I just want to be crystal clear here that if there was any fraudulent activity, you can see how easy it is going to be to discover that activity. People who had fake LLCs made up in their name or fake tax documents, those documents are not going to show up in these databases as registered businesses. So if you are worried that mistakes were made, you need to get in contact with the lender and make plans to return that money. I'm sorry, I can't offer much more guidance than you need to get in touch with the lender that put the money into your bank account, and again, give back the money that you weren't entitled to. I am very concerned for many people out there who got caught up in some sort of scam or fraud. If you know deep down in your gut that you probably shouldn't have gotten these funds or as much money as you got, then you just need to do everything in your power to mitigate the circumstances that you're finding yourself in, and giving the money back is the first step. A few key takeaways. Those of us that needed help during the government shutdown and got things like a PPP loan or even the EIDL money, our business names and the amount of money we got is in the public record. Our names are out there. It's online and people can see it. With that being said, those amounts should be reflective of what you were entitled to based on your business tax documents that you submitted to lenders or the SBA. In terms of fraudulent activity, it seems like a lot of that is going to come to the surface when it comes time to apply for forgiveness. For those of you that are legitimate businesses and you have all your tax filings in order, the new forgiveness applications could not be more simple. In fact, I'll leave a link down below to a video I did that kind of walks you through step by step how to apply for forgiveness. And really all you're going to need is that application and the appropriate tax documents. All right, if you got any value out of this video, please drop a like down below. It really helps. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. All right, as always, I'm Rich, and until next time.